I've pretty much seen all that I need to see for this game. You know, I was damn near asleep in the first half. That's how bad the Dallas Mavericks came out and played in this one. The fact that Luka Doncic took a step back three as his first shot of the game, and then proceeded to take another one his following shot, and he picked up a foul in the first 44 seconds on a very similar play to Game 3 where he fouled out on Jaylen Brown. It just led me to believe that this wasn't going to be a good game for them. And then not to mention Kyrie Irving missed his first shot as well, which I'm pretty sure was a three. I just didn't really have faith in Boston or Dallas. Seeing that's not how you want to start off a game, especially when you consider throughout the stretch of Boston just hit another three. Especially when you consider the fact that for the first half, the star-studded duo combined for 6 of 18 from the field, 1 of 7 from deep, and they trailed by 21 at the half after Peyton Pritchard hit that half-court three. So coming out of the half, they just looked absolutely depleted. They had nothing going. No sense of flow offensively. It was an ISO-heavy type of game in that third quarter, and they gave up a handful of second-chance opportunities. I want to say Boston got probably 6 offensive rebounds in the third quarter alone, and that kept them alive and kept them afloat, and took the win out of Dallas a lot of the times when they were down 26 at the most 26, and they got it down to 17. But then Boston was able to get it right back because they're getting second chance opportunities, and Dallas is not able to convert because of that ISO heavy offense and just so many jumpers clanking off of the back rim. A lot of that has to do with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, most specifically Luka Doncic pounding the ball. Not really pounding, but just having the ball in his hands for such a long period of time. And what's really surprising to me is how bad Kyrie Irving has been in this game. Like, I've never seen him play this bad in my entire life, bro. Offensively, in that first half, 2 of 8 from the field. Somehow on defense, he continued to get matched up against Porzingis and Jason Tatum, which are clear matchups for him, but they kept on, for whatever reason, he kept on finding himself guarding one of those two players, and they took advantage of it. Kristaps got an easy basket over him, and then he got a foul on Jason Tatum as well on another possession. He just did not look comfortable at all in that first half, whether you're talking about offense or defensively. 5 points, 5 assists, and a steal. Like I said, it was just astounding how little impact he really has on this game, and really in this entire NBA Finals. We're going to forget about the first 3 rounds. We just worry about this entire NBA Finals. Outside of Game 4, he really hasn't had an impactful game. When you consider, especially when you consider he's most lethal scoring the basketball, you take that away from Kyrie Irving, then you have to he has to turn into a playmaker, which obviously he can do, but he's not going to go out there and get you 12 assists. That's just not his game. He's still going to try to get his shots up, and that's what we see him doing in this game. Although he did have the 5 assists in the first half, he still ended up with 12 shots at the end of the third quarter. Yeah, that's not really a lot for Kyrie Irving, but if you've been watching the game, you see what these shots are. The step backs, the fall aways, tough looks over defenders. Yes, he's getting to the rim too, but he's taking a lot of jumpers, especially in the second half, and it's kind of baffling to see. 6.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Boston just walked into this championship so easily. Kristaps played in this game, and they didn't even really need him. I mean, I guess for the 15 minutes that he did play, his presence was very well felt, although offensively he only had maybe 5 points on the defensive side. Just being that presence down there is a deterrent in the rim for any player, or near the rim for any player. Luka Doncic takes another step back 3. He finally hits a 3 in the game after going 0 of 6 heading into this fourth quarter. Before that 3, they said he was 1 for 21 of his last 22 3-point attempts. So just a huge struggle from deep for Luka Doncic in this NBA Finals. A big part, and thanks to their bench, especially in that first quarter, they scored So the starters, they scored 13 of their 20 points. The bench did, and Josh Green has been a huge, played a huge role for them off that bench. He was 4 of 4 at one point, and 5 of 5 at one point. 14 points. He's second in their scoring for Dallas going into this fourth quarter. So it's just the better team got the best of you every single night. They just had an off night on game 4. It was what it was. But they made sure that was not going to be the case tonight. Dallas is not going to score 100 again for, I think, the third, maybe fourth game this series, bro. Like, Boston has been absolutely holding them down, and Luka Doncic takes another step back 3. Like, I just don't understand, bro. I don't understand why that shot is so loved in the NBA. That's a bad shot for any of them. Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, they've all taken that shot numerous times in this game. And 9 times out of 10, it's not falling for them. It's not falling for them. But speaking of the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, more specifically, it was not a good start to the game for him whatsoever. 2 of 7 from the field in the first quarter, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Taking some tough looks, and he forced a few of them as well. But when you got to that second quarter, a much more decisive and patient offensive game, getting to the rim and converting. He scored 12 points in that second quarter, leading the charge for Boston, and he moved the ball with a lot of purpose as well. Finished the half with 9 points, a very near double-double for the Boston Celtics as he hits a 3 to put them up 102-78, 4.5 minutes left. The Boston Celtics are running away with this one. He just controlled the game in multiple facets of the game. Jason Tatum saved his best game for last, that's for sure. Especially when you consider how him and Brown started the game off in that first quarter, combining for 5 of 14. But then in that back end last minute and a half, that first going on that 9-0 run to close out the quarter and obtain that 10-point lead, that's really where it really started going good for Boston, and things started to crumble for Dallas, because their 2 stars stepped up on offense and defensively in a really critical moment when they were only up 1. You go into the second quarter now up 10, and you have the momentum. Now you build upon that, get 11 more points off of that Peyton Pritchard half-court heave, put you up 11 going into the half, and there was no looking back for them. Dallas just did not have an answer, especially with no Kyrie Irving. PJ Washington hasn't done shit for Dallas. Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. First half, Derek Jones Jr. led the Dallas Mavericks in scoring. Derek Jones Jr. led the Dallas Mavericks in scoring. He only had 10. So that just goes to show you that this was not their game. And Drew Holiday has been huge, man. Absolutely huge for the Boston Celtics, man. He started the game off with 6 straight points for the Celtics. Before any of his teammates scored a point, he was 3 of 3 from the field, and he pushed the pace really well and got some good looks around the rim in the first half. Although he did miss a few bunnies, he has been a huge reason that they're getting those second chance opportunities, crashing the glass and getting those offensive rebounds and getting kickouts for these guys. He has 15 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 1 of 3 from deep, 11 rebounds. That's what I mean. He's been a huge rebounder for them, bro. 4 assists and only 1 turnover. He's been doing his thing out there, and he arguably could have had a case for a Finals MVP if he was more of a scorer and, he averaged a double-double. He could honestly have a case for Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown has a very good case as well, but I think they'll ultimately end up giving it to Tatum because of this performance here in this game. But for Drew Holiday to go out here, the way that his career was unfolding, from being in Philly, and I know I'm not going to get all his spots right, but Philly, I remember, and then New Orleans, then going to Milwaukee, now being in Boston. People ranking him as the most underrated player, the underrated defender in the league, and, him having so much respect amongst his peers, to now get that respect amongst the NBA world with his championship in Milwaukee, and they seeing how critical he was, because once he was gone this year, the difference that it made on the defensive end for the Milwaukee Bucks, to see how he's being implemented with the Dallas Mavericks, with the Boston Celtics, and how that's really working for them. That two-headed monster with him and Derek White back there. I'm really, really proud, and I can't really say proud because it's not like that's my little homie, but I'm happy to see that Jrue Holiday's career is turning into something more than just an average role player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, bro, because he does have these 2 championships. He does have at least 1 All-Star appearance, maybe even 2. He has the all defensive appearances, so yeah, Jrue Holiday is going to go down as a Hall of Famer because of this run right here. And I'm you know, I didn't ever, you know, growing up, I was more of a, you know, I favored the Boston Celtics because I liked Ray Allen a lot. I love Rajon Rondo. KG was a monster, and then Paul Pierce was cool. But I favored the Boston Celtics a lot more. But then as I got older, getting to know Kobe Bryant and his game, you know, that kind of shifted over to the Lakers, especially when since now Bron is now there. That's my favorite player of all time, as y'all know. And then they get their 17th and eventually tie. To now see Boston break that tie, 16 years I want to say. Yes, 16 years to the day. 2008, June 17th, they won their last championship. And they're doing it 16 years later. Jason Tatum has 31 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds. Yeah, he was gunning for that Finals MVP. Well deserved though. Well deserved. Go ahead and give it to him, bro. I'm not mad at it. He had 11 points in the fourth quarter. He had 10 in the third, 10 in the second. So he really showed up when they needed him the most, bro. And then the passing, like I said, was just. We know he can do it, but it's not something that he's always like. He's a better rebounder than passer, statistically, anyways. But I'm happy for the Boston Celtics, man. They finally broke through after 7 years now. This Tatum and Brown duo, they finally were able to break through and are able to lift that Larry O'Brien trophy. I know Jaylen Brown won it, 5-6 championships by now. He said to Taylor Rooks, no, it wasn't Taylor Rooks, was it? Yes, Taylor Rooks. He told Taylor Rooks he would have about 5 or 6 championships at this point in his career. You get one. He got one, so we can let him have that. If I keep on talking, I'm gonna just keep rambling about nothing. So I'm gonna leave it there. I know it's ain't the best video, but man, this is how the NBA season ends, man. As the Boston Celtics being the champion, which a lot of people coming into the year had already predicted, coming out of the East, it was either Boston or Milwaukee that a lot of people had coming out of the East. Once you saw how things were playing out over in Milwaukee with the Adrian Griffin and the Doc Rivers shit, and then the Damian Lillard's tough start to the season, you kind of more so was feeling Boston, and that's the case. They were head and shoulders the best team above everybody in the NBA season, the regular season, and then they showed that in the playoffs, losing just 2 games, undefeated on the road. Lost 1 game, actually. Yeah, they lost to Dallas game 4. So losing just 1 game on the road the entire postseason, I don't think that's ever been done before. So this has been a dominant run for them, whether we want to admit it or not. Just because they played these beat up teams, you can only play who's in front of you. So tip my hat to the Boston Celtics. Congratulations, 2024 NBA champions. Next year, I'm hoping to see a 7th NBA champion be crowned in back-to-back or consecutive stretch. Let's keep it going for the rest of the decade, bro. At least a few more years. Let's get new championships all around the league. I wish we could get new teams winning championships. Like, can we get, obviously this is a stretch, but can we get Charlotte one? Let's get OKC one. We're very close. Minnesota can get one real soon. So I don't know, bro. Next year is going to be very interesting. We got a lot of free agency rumors heating up, like Klay Thompson potentially leaving the Warriors. Paul George probably going to team up in Philly with Joel Embiid. So stay locked in with your boy during the off season. If y'all don't know, I'll be locked. Notifications stay on, so whenever I can and I'm available, I'm gonna make a video, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated throughout the entire postseason. Postseason, you know what I mean? Because this is the postseason. But yeah, Boston Celtics get number 18, man, and that's all she wrote. I appreciate y'all, man. It's been a hell of a year, bro. Going back to my first video of the year. I want to say it was a Wembanyama video. It was the Phoenix Suns for sure. No, the Denver Nuggets. It was the Denver Nuggets versus the Los Angeles Lakers. I remember that. That was my first video of the year. And then my first vlog of the year was that fat ass piece of lint. It was that OKC Cleveland game where I got to go see my guys whip up on the Cavs. Chet Holmgren, I got to see him play in person. Also got to see Victor Wembanyama play in person on my birthday this year. So got to see both of the alien type, freakish, long body rookies. And I got to see my guy Shea. So I'm very happy about how the season turned out. We didn't quite reach our goal. I mean, I guess we still got this video tonight to do so. But we were 6 subscribers away. 6 subscribers away from the goal that I set for myself at the start of the NBA season. Which would have amassed me a total of 41 total subscribers from where we started. So I started at 84 when the season started, and 125 would have been nice to end the year at the least. But hey, I'm not tripping. I appreciate everybody that has pressed that button, and if you haven't, I know this ain't the best video, but go ahead and subscribe to your boy, man. If y'all don't know, we enjoy basketball around here. We're not partnered or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, we are enjoyers of basketball. So we stay locked in throughout the entire off season, and we gonna bring y'all them bangers for sure. This video was way longer than it was supposed to be, but it is what it is. It was the final video of the year, so I'm gonna get everything out. This is a sad way to go out for Dallas. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but this is a team they have a generational player in Luka Doncic. So you continue to build around him properly, bring back Gafford, bring back PJ Washington, keep, some kind of core. And I think this team can be back real soon. But I am going to leave it there, man. 2.5 minutes left in this game. They're down 21. I'm going to go ahead and edit this, get it out, and I'm going to go to bed. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. As always, it's been Reese the Sideliner. Subscribe if you want to. I'd appreciate it. Help me reach my goal or get closer to it just a little bit. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.